Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthroy here, and welcome to one of the worst chapters in the game. If you could not tell by the title and have played this before, then shame on you. So, Ike has chosen to have Zelgius protect the front from the rear. The front from the rear, indeed. And this is kind of going behind Soren's whole, we don't want, Benyon to get the victory, because then it's not really Crimea's victory, so they'll be marching in the back and defending us against any surprise attacks, so essentially we're not going to be really getting any help from Zelgius within the story, but that's just fine. We're doing good as it is. I still don't like this chapter, though. It's not because it's really difficult, it's because it's annoying. Like the desert annoying, or the castle where Ina was, where you have to navigate through a whole bunch of stuff. Ugh. Yeah, anybody that knows this location on the map is like, oh no. You gotta cross this freaking thing in Path of Radiance or in Radiant Dawn too. Chapter 23, the Great Bridge. Oh, it's great, like greatly annoying. I hate this chapter. This is my least favorite chapter in the game. The Great Bridge. Once we cross it, we'll be in Crimea. And now that we got the Dayan capital, it's really not hard to get back through Dayan, so. So they're talking about how they're now getting back to a year since they left. Oh no. Is this who I think it is? Oh no. I thought it was somebody else. No, it's Ranulf. After not seeing him for quite some time. So they're not fighting, so Gallia's not fighting Dayan yet. But they are now going to lend their support to Crimea's efforts to liberate the homeland. Nice. Gallia's here to support you. Crimean army is always... Yes! Thank goodness. Soren just lectured me on the same situation. Yep. Has he snapped yet? He seems high-strung. He's always high-strung. So pretty much now everybody's on our side, minus, well, Goldoa, because they remain neutral, and, of course, Dayan, who's our enemy. That's pretty much it. So that is pretty awesome. But don't think it's going to get easier from here on out, so. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, some info. Nice. 3 stars for this one. Oh, is this the one I'm thinking of? This is pretty funny. It's late. What do you want? Shh. Ike? Oh no, how strange. I was sure he'd come this way. That voice, it's the one from the item shop, isn't it? Yep, it's Amy. He's trying to run in here and avoid her. I love this. Let me hide in here till things over now. This is a waste of valuable time. I'll go and chase her away. Wait, Soren, no! Oh, Soren, ew. I mean, hi. Ike is in a war meeting. Oh, yeah, sure. Staff is very valuable. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable handing it over to someone who simply doesn't understand. So yes, this is Hammerine, and essentially what it does is what Soren says. It can repair all the weapon uses on any item, which is pretty cool. So if you get a forged weapon that's really, really strong, like the ones I've been making, and you've been using it, and it's almost broken, you can use the Hammerine staff in battle, and then that will give it back all of its uses. So it's pretty useful, indeed. Even if you're really not going to use it, which I typically don't, because I always forget it, is simply for the fact that it gives you a lot of experience, I believe, for using it. Well, she's unexpectedly generous. I've seen something quite nice from your admirer, Ike Poo. Thank you so much. Hey, wait a minute. I freaking love that conversation. So, yeah. You can only get one of these in the game, so don't expect to be able to use a hammering staff to bring back the uses on it. Once you've used it 3 times, it's gone. It can't repair itself or anything like that. Kind of like a healer can't heal himself. This one's pretty funny, too. If you can't tell right now, Shinen is completely and utterly drunk. And that probably gave it away. Oh, Shinen. So he's like, all the other nobles are gonna laugh at you. I'll do you a favor and take over. Screw you! You always get everything. Silly Shinen. Are you feeling alright? What do you care, you snotty lump? It's none of your business. Let's see, where is it? At least change the name. You're not Commander Grail. I don't feel so good. Oh, okay, I gotta admit, those conversations were pretty funny. So, anyway. Despite the fact I hate this chapter, those conversations were pretty funny. It's been such a long time since I've played this. But we are getting pretty close to the end of the game, so, I mean, there's only a total of 30 chapters in this game, and that's including the prologue and the epilogue, so we're on 23 right now. So that's less than 10, so not too shabby. Just gonna use Khalil. Khalil is gonna need a couple level ups here. I don't know why she gets a decent amount of strength level ups other than the fact that she does have the ability to use knives, and you can't make her use stabs because she comes to you as a sage, so it's not like Ileana or Soren, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. She's also got a much, she tends to get hit a lot more because her speed's really not fantastic, so. Now we're just kind of topping off experience for anybody that we can. Stefan with his horrible luck stat, but it's really not that big a deal. Skip to Leith, I guess. There's no new skills, right? No, there's not. Okay. What do we have? Spirit Dust, we got that in the last part, we can trade that too. I'd recommend Mist. Don't give it to Khalil or Soren or any other mage users, because healers tend to get a worse magic stat increase than sages do. Like, Soren will always max out in magic, and I believe his max in magic is 29. Khalil will probably max out, so really not that worth it. Stefan does need another sword. We'll give him... Well, I don't want to waste any of these. Is there anything in the shop we can give him? Or the armory? Not the shop. Yeah, we'll give him a silver sword. Those are pretty good. We're doing alright there. These are all from the last chapter. Don't need sleep, silver bow, or bullet gun. So it doesn't have anything. Is there a... Or Anne, I should be using correct grammar. Anne Elwind now. Stop checking the shop for those, dude. It's not there. Okay, good. There's an Elwind. It's so easy to burn through those. Or at least for me it is. Okay, that'll do it. One thing, though, let's see. Check the convoy, make sure I don't duplicate anything here. We got a sword for Stefan. Ike's gonna get his sword automatically. So I think we're good on swords. Lances, we have Oscar's lance. And one of these, I believe, is forged. Let me check here. Yeah, this one's forged, so we have the stuff for Oscar that we need. Leith doesn't need anything because the claw is an equip item, so we don't have to worry about that. Do we have anything for Boyd yet? Yeah, I think that silver axe is for Boyd. We need a throwing axe for Boyd now, so let's go ahead and forge that. Even though the tomahawk is pretty good, it tends to be pretty inaccurate as well, which kind of stinks, because other than that, it's a fantastic weapon. didn't want to change the weapon name, I just want to change the color on it, even though I'm never... We'll give Boyd a pink axe. Because, you know, he's just cool like that. And I think that just leaves, like, a fire spell for Khalil, and that's about it. So, that'll work. I hate this chapter so much. Yeah, we're actually going to be fighting Patrine in this chapter. That's kind of cool. You think it'll work? Sometimes the simplest of traps offer up the best results. Yeah, to annoy the player. So we learned something about Nasir, apparently. No, don't go to the black screen. We want to know what happened. Okay, so he was a Galleon spy too. Maybe he was a double agent, triple agent. Yeah, we'll worry about Nasir later. For now, we fight to the death. Har. I love his character. Hey, he's not a fool. He's awesome. Don't be hating on my favorite character in this game. Well, except for maybe Soren or Rolf, but he's in the top 5, that's for sure. Yep, Ranulf is actually going to join our army, for real this time. Alright, so, let's go ahead and get started here. Choosing units, you don't need thieves. I would recommend Ranulf. I'm not going to be using him as a character, but for this battle in particular, I would recommend him. If you're going to recruit Har, you're going to want Jill, so make sure to bring her as well. I'd bring anybody out, like, always keep the selection number where it says you can select one more. Always keep that at max. Just have somebody out there, maybe somebody with really good defense. Just as long as you got somebody out there. I don't want to bring Volk out there because he's really not that good. Tornado, whatever. We'll give him an item real quick. Where is he? He's right here. We'll give him a Silver Blade, and a Steel Lance, Killer Lance, and like a Vulner or two. Because he's going to be fighting. Ranulf comes with an elixir, so we don't have to worry about his... Well, actually, I kind of don't want him to use that, so... We'll avoid it if we can. How's Mist doing on... Okay, heal, men, physic. Yeah, they're alright. Because there's going to be a couple of enemy reinforcements right here. There's like a couple swordsmen, and there's a couple of dragon knights. Or wyvern knights. I'm not sure what they are. One of those two, anyway. So I always have a unit or a force back here, and I always have Torneo, Jill, Ranulf, and I guess we're probably going to keep Racing and Khalil back here as well. Har is going to show up over here, so you do want Jill to stay on the back lines for this fight, even if you are using her. But leave that in front since she has the best movement. Boyd and Oscar. That ought to work. Okay, so I just usually put Tornado right here, Ranulf right here, and wait. You can always, you know, use some unnecessary experience if you need it. You can always use Racing, so... Be sure to take full advantage of that, because this map will be a while. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you're probably looking at this map and thinking, okay, it's a bridge. It looks kind of annoying, but really it's not that bad. So what's the catch? Am I missing something? Yes, you're missing something. Trust me. I'm not even going to tell you what it is because you'll know the second it happens. So now we're just going to move our forces forward. This first turn is really, really easy. You know, if you can kill anybody, go ahead and do it. If not, whatever. Like, the enemies aren't especially strong. There's nothing really bad about them at all. The enemies themselves are actually very easy to get rid of. And the enemy is just going to do their thing right here. The enemy has a lot of projectiles. You know, they've got some ballista. They have 3 rows of ballista, actually, I believe, so you kind of have to watch out for that. Now, for some reason, every time I play this map, they tend to go for either Leith or Soren. It just kind of depends. I don't know why that guy did, because he couldn't do any damage. But there's always one ballista that seems to try to get a critical on Soren, and he usually succeeds, which is the most annoying part. And he usually does about 13 damage to Soren, and Soren usually has about 40 HP around this time. So if Soren's not at full health, he usually gets killed by it. And it's not a killer ballista or anything. It doesn't have a really good critical rate. I believe most of these are steel ballista. The ones that aren't are the ones that throw rocks. So, I don't know why. It just seems like Soren has really bad luck against him. Which, I don't know. Soren's luck stat isn't great, but Stefan's is far worse than that. So, I don't know. Take out this mage from afar. Don't go up close to this guy, and you're going to find out in a second as soon as I move one of my units. I'm not sure which one I want to use up here. Probably Oscar. Go ahead and heal him real quick. Okay, so the problem with this entire map is this right here. Yeah, holes. And they are everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. What they do is they stop your movement. They stop you from doing anything besides healing. And you're not able to do anything until next turn. If an enemy attacks you, they have a higher percentage of hitting you. And once somebody gets out of the hole, nobody else can cross it. They can't go in the hole and go back out. The only way to go across the holes is either if you're the one that falls in them, or if you fly over them. So that is very, very, very irritating. And I never take the time to actually remember where the path is, because I really don't care. Because either way, it's still, you know, a lot more trouble than it should be worth. But I never take time to have the path memorized. So really, you just kind of have to go through, and a lot of the times you can kind of guess where they'll be. Like this one right here, if you'd known the whole, if you had known that there was holes on this map, this would have been fairly obvious to you. I believe there's 2 of them are right here. There should be one right there. Those are the only ones I can think of offhand, though. This is probably not worth it, but... Oh, wow, critical. I did not expect that from a hand axe. So I can get this ballista user out of here. But besides the holes, really the only thing annoying is the ballista, but those freaking holes, man, they're awful. I mean, honestly, it would not break my heart to not do this map, because that's the only thing bad about this map. If it wasn't for that, this map would really be, for the most part, pretty simple, minus the ballista. The ballista would be the hardest things to deal with, besides the freaking holes. If the holes weren't there, this would be a very, very easy map, and I'd have a completely different opinion of it. So the trick, really, for this is know where the holes are, and I'm sure there's probably a map somewhere, but I'm not going to look it up. And also, if you do have to end up sending one of your characters through what you think will be death row, not really death row, but, you know, they're probably going to get stuck in one of those things, send somebody with really good health and that has pretty decent defense. So, in my case, Leith, Boyd, Ike, or Oscar would be my best bet. And stay away from keeping, like, Rolf, Soren, or Stefan, because they have lower HP. Even if their dodging ability is better, they have lower HP. Yeah, there's some of the guys right here. They're not really difficult. The Swordmaster can be a little bit annoying, but the Myrmidon are just really easy. You can take them out 1, 2, 3. which I will be doing with Khalil. I'll be taking out both the Myrmidon. Not really worth a lot of experience for her, but since she's the only one I'm going to use of this group right here, that'll work just fine. And they'd probably go for a Tornado if I left him alive. But that's just a guess, I'm not sure. Alright, that takes care of them. I actually have a really good chance against this guy. Alright. I really don't have anything against Tornado. Like, he's a decent unit, I just don't like using him. That's just me, personally. Like, there's nothing wrong with his stats. If you want to use him, that's fine. Gator would be better if you've been using him, though, by this point. I'll bet you anything. Yep. I knew that was going to happen. And I fell for it anyway. No, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, let's go round right here. That's a Lance user. So, let's do this. Alright, there we go. I didn't want to go against him with Stefan, because I figured he'd probably get hit. I know for a fact there's not any holes like on this area. They always make it to where it is possible to get all your units across the bridge. I should have seen that coming a mile away. I even said that there was going to be a trap right there. But they'll make it to where your units can all get across the bridge. In Radiant Dawn, unless you rescue units and fly them over, you actually can't for a while. Because of an item called the Shine Barrier, which is very, very irritating. But since that's not in this game, I'm not going to go over that. Whenever I do the Let's Play for that, I will worry about them. Okay, I don't know why he wasted a Blizzard spell when he could have just moved one square over. But yeah, here's what I'm talking about whenever I say it's easier for your units to get hit. Weren't there only 2 guys with him earlier? Okay, maybe that was just my imagination. I'm not sure. I could have sworn there was only 2 guys with him, though. Maybe there was 3 and I didn't see him. Oh well. Okay, so for now, let's focus on the stuff back here. First thing we're going to do is recruit Har by talking to him with Jill. So yeah, he's pretending to return to the fold so he can get close to Patrine. So he's actually against Dayan too, it's just really hard to tell. But he doesn't trust Karma any more than he does Dayan, so... Since Jill is Shirham's daughter and Shirham was Har's teacher, he has decided to join us. So, Har. I will be using Har for once. You're like, he's actually got a unit that he's new and he's going to use it. Yeah, Har's a Wyvern Lord, which is an upgraded Wyvern Knight, which is what Jill is. He's pretty good overall. The only thing I don't like is the fact that his speed is a little bit low. But the Brave Axe makes up for it, but his speed's a little bit low. But other than that, he's just about good. The only thing I don't like is the fact that he doesn't seem to get very good level-ups every time I use him. But maybe that'll change this playthrough. That'd be really nice. But there's really nothing wrong with him at all, so I'd definitely recommend using him. So now we are going to worry about taking out his little buddies over here. Not that he has any connection to them, because they are actually Dayan units. And we'll just use Khalil again, because she's pretty good against the Wyvern units. Alright, there we go. That's 2 of them, and we'll have Har take out the other guy. He does have the weapon triangle advantage, so that makes it a little bit easier to defeat these guys. He might take a little bit of damage, but, you know, he's got 47 health. It's really not that big a deal. And we'll just leave him here for now. more importantly, we should be taking care of these guys. I think this is the last set of reinforcements that show up. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure they are, so I'm going to go ahead and move Tornado over here and see if he can't get a critical. Yeah, there you go. Nice job. Okay, so now back to the actual problems at hand. Yeah, another annoying thing about this is since it takes so long to get through the level, even though Leith can zoom ahead, you pretty much have to pull her back at some certain points unless you have the Lagoon Stones, which I don't, so that's kind of annoying. We're going to have to get rid of this guy. We'll use the Iron Blade. We can one-shot him with any weapon we need. And he gives us a Blizzard, which I really don't care much for, but I'll use it for Soren. Oh wow, there wasn't a trap right there. I expected there would be one right below that hole that Leith fell into, but I guess not. That actually really surprised me. I could have sworn there was one there, but I guess not. Okay, good. I really want to take out this feral one because they can do quite a bit of damage if you get stuck in one of the holes. Because even though they tend to not be very accurate, or at least the tigers don't, they can do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, I figured he'd go after Leith. She can dodge just fine, though. Yeah, just because Lagoos aren't transformed into their Lagoos forms does not mean that they can't dodge. I don't know why everyone thinks that. That seems to be the case in Radiant Dawn, but not so much in this game. They just can't attack is all. The thing with Radiant Dawn is, it's kind of strange, I'll have to explain this as well, but with Radiant Dawn, they have like two sets of stats. You have a stat for Lagoos when they're untransformed and when they are transformed in Radiant Dawn. And so when they transform, like, all their stats go up except for, like, luck, I think. Luck and health, I think, are the only two that don't. I'm not 100% sure. The thing is, in Radiant Dawn, a lot of the Lagoos units are really, really bad, which is why I don't use Leith in Radiant Dawn. They're not terrible, it's just the fact that they get outclassed by so many other units that aren't Lagoos. Alright. Since Har's level 11 and she's level 12, I guess we'll let Har go for it. I really don't care. Whatever works. I only stuck Ranulf next to Rayson so he would get that healing back from the damage he took, because Rayson's got that ability, so that's just fine. Anybody need healing? Yeah, Soren needs a little bit. Yeah, Soren doesn't have as much health as I would like currently, so we're going to have to be really careful around these ballista. So we can get close enough to him to take him out. Alright, that takes care of him, which is more than enough damage than we needed, but hey, I'll take it. Killer Bow, we'll probably use that later, but since Boyd can't use it and I don't want to trade over items right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, that takes care of that. I'll bet you anything there's two of them right there. Or one right here, not sure which. Surely there is, I don't know why there wouldn't be. At least two of these squares are booby-trapped on this line right here. At least two of them, if not more. But probably only two. I'm gonna try this third one, because I think that'll be safe. Yep, okay, third one is good. Try to keep that in mind. Sometimes the cursor won't cooperate with you. Like, here, let me give you an example. Dude, seriously? You did all that work to avoid it, and you still landed in one. But yeah, like, whenever you try to go like this and then go down and back, sometimes it won't cooperate with you, which is kind of annoying. Like, whenever you try to do something like that. So that can be a little bit irritating, but I'll bet you there's one right here. I hate this map. Like, seriously, they could not have picked a more annoying effect to have. And the worst thing is, in Radiant Dawn, they still have these here. In Radiant Dawn, you're like going the other way across the bridge, and oh, it's such a nightmare. I freaking hate this area. After this, though, the rest of the game is pretty nice. I think the chapter after this is one of my favorite ones. Whoa! Thank goodness he went for Boyd, not Soren. If Soren got hit by a critical, he would have died. Boyd only took 7 damage, but that critical I did a total of 21. Fortunately, Boyd had enough defense, so I'm not worried about Oscar at all. He never gets killed. Not in a single playthrough that I've done of this game has Oscar been killed. Not even on hard mode. He's just that good. Of course, I always give him the combination of Soul, and Soul can save his life a lot of times. It stinks, though, because Oscar is one of those units in Radiant Dawn. He's just not as good as he is in this game. Because what's funny is I played Radiant Dawn before I played this game, and when I ended up getting this game, I was like, wow, Oscar is really good, so I tried using him in Radiant Dawn, and he just was not the same at all. Heavy Spear. Oscar can use that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Is that it? Oh no, we have another cutscene. Yeah, I don't know what the point in this is. This guy right here, Bastion, he is so stupid. So yeah, essentially they just let you know that reinforcements are there, but they don't join the fight until a couple turns later. I don't know why, but they don't. And the reinforcements are relatively useless. The only thing good about them is they are bow users, and there's a lot of Dragon Knights over there, which are weak to bows. But other than that, really not that helpful of units, reinforcements. I probably should have just healed Soren and have Soren heal Boyd, but whatever. Dude, again. There's probably one here. Ugh. Dude! If you can't understand why I hate this map by now, there is no hope for you. There. Get out of here. This guy is dead next turn. Okay, so is there one there? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure there's not one right here, actually. Which is kind of strange, because you'd expect there to be one. I don't recall there being one there, so we're gonna... Yeah, see, there's not one there. That always surprised me. I always expected one to be there, but there never was. We did get a depth, so that's good. With an accuracy of 40, I was a little concerned he might hit Soren. If that had happened, one more hit would have gotten rid of him. It's good to see that that didn't work. This chapter is such a pain. I'm glad we're really breezing through it, which is kind of funny, because usually I get hit at some kind of impasse where something messes up, but really not doing terrible so far. Of course, I haven't hit a lot of the ditches, because I know where... I don't really have them memorized, but I do know where a couple of them are. And sometimes it's pretty easy to judge where they are. Like that one in the center with Stefan. I knew there was going to be one there. I knew it. But oh well. Why'd he... Oh, I guess he couldn't reach Leith from the other one. I was supposed to say, why'd he go over there? But that must have been the reason why. Just launch a boulder at Soren. Yeah, I see how it is. Oh, they can't reach us, so... They have good range, but not that good. And so now they send in all the reinforcements. Which are all bow paladins. Or 3 of them are bow paladins and 2 of them have lances, but... The only thing I like about these reinforcements are the fact that they are really, really, really good at taking all the damage for you, because they're worse units. They're reinforcements, they're not your units, so what do you expect? They will get a couple kills, but, you know, pretty much you have to finish off the enemy. They almost always take out the sniper for you, so that's nice. So if you're a little bit behind, that can really come in handy. One less idiot to take care of. The bow paladins are pretty good at hitting the dragon riders, but the lance guys usually really aren't at all. But we'll go ahead and help them. I don't believe they're going to go after the boss, so you don't have to worry about that. But I'll get to the boss once we take out most of these other units. What weapon level is he at now? S, okay, he's maxed out. S is the highest rank in the game, if anybody's wondering. In Radiant Dawn, you can actually get to rank SS, but not in this game. I have played Radiant Dawn a little bit recently. I've finished out Part 2. Which, I gotta say, as much as people will hate me for this, for hardcore fans of that game, I actually really like the Daean units in that game. Which a lot of people don't at all, but I love them. I always like taking the weakest, or the ones that start out the weakest, and just making them as strong as you can. Which is why I tend to like most of the Grill Mercenaries and not some of the later units. Alright, very nice. Level up. That's really all I need about for Miss, level-wise, but I'm probably going to continue to let her level up. All the other units are back here, yeah. I know it seems kind of stupid to be doing this over and over, but it's not required to take racing into the endgame chapter, but it's really recommended, especially on harder difficulties. There's nothing better I have, is there? That can't kill him. That can. Okay, we'll use the Lagoose Lance. It really doesn't matter. I just kind of wanted to make sure I could get rid of him. Yeah, way to get that soul. I didn't think you'd get it twice in a row. Very nice. Yeah, I knew it was going to break, too, so... Unfortunate, but hey. We can always get more. Yeah, I'm not worried about these two guys right here at all. And that boss... Patrine for a boss, I'm going to tell you right now, she is flat awful. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed her boss stats, because like, she is just plain awful. And you'll see why in a minute. They might take this guy out, I don't know. Yeah, surely between 4 of them, one guy can land an attack. Yeah, okay, good. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they're programmed not to go for the boss. I believe after that they just kind of group together and leave your units alone to finish off the boss, so... They won't steal the kill, so don't worry about that. I don't even think we're going to need any of these guys, but we can do some unnecessary healing with Soren and Mist while we're letting Ike or Rolf or whoever kill the boss. You can pretty much let whoever you want defeat the boss, because she's really, really easy, like I said. You can also heal the other units over there if you would like. You don't have to, but you can. I probably will. Brings her up to S rank in staves, so she can use the Sheriff staff now that we got from saving all the priests. So that's good. I'm gonna probably let... Yeah, I think I'll let Ike get the kill. I might let Rolf weaken her, but... Okay, so let's go ahead and go over her stats. Patrine, level 18 Paladin. You might be thinking, wow, that's pretty good. 41 HP. Oscar has 49 HP. He's a level 15 Paladin. We take a look at Oscar's stats. Most of them are in the 20s. There's a couple in the low teens. And hers are about the same. So you're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, she looks like overall she's better even though her HP is lower. Does anybody see a problem now? Flame Lance, a magic lance. Its attacks deal magical rather than physical damage. Why would they do that? Her magic is lower than her strength. She should be using a steel lance or something else. So if you take a unit like Boyd, you might be thinking, okay, that would work. But if you take a mage, like Soren, with a resistance of 28, she's going to do 16, the Flame Lance can do 10, that's 26. The Flame Lance could not even do damage to Soren, at all. That's just a problem. use weapons like that. If a character is designed not to use magic, don't make them use magic. Cannot stress this enough. I mean, Ike would have no problem against her, too. Her speed's not that great, so you can take her out in one round. So, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, Ike. Let's finish this. Yeah, finish her with Ether. Nice. Overkill. And then her death quote. I don't want to die, I'm so scared. She sounds like the boss in Chapter 1. You know, the bandits? Whatever. After all that grandstanding, dies like a coward. And you get the Flame Lance. Why you'd ever use it is beyond my comprehension, but if you wanna. If you really felt like sending Oscar out on a suicide mission, that's fine with me. Alright, before we have Ike C's, let's go ahead and get some unnecessary experience here. One last time. Wow, that actually took under 45 minutes, which is very surprising. This video may not be, but I'll probably split it into two anyway. Yeah, there's two guys over there that need healing. One of which I can't reach, so that's a bit unhelpful. So we'll just heal one of them and be on our merry way. On harder difficulties, you'll probably have a few of these guys die, but really it's not that big a deal. You don't get anything for keeping them all alive, so... That boss is absolutely pathetic. You can actually get her in the game if you beat it. If you play the game through, you can actually unlock her for trial maps, but like I said, why you'd want to use her is beyond my comprehension. So now we have Lucia. Lucy and Alencia are essentially childhood friends. They don't really go over this too much, but they are childhood friends. They grew up together, so... And since Alencia is a princess, then essentially Lucia also has a little bit of... Not a lot of power in court, but enough. So they talk about how there's some other soldiers that are all alive. So Bastion is still alive. Geoffrey. Geoffrey is her brother, by the way. Well, of course they're going to accept you. It's like, why would you want to be ruled under by an enemy country? So now we can actually go and talk to Nasir now that we are done with the battle. In the supply tent? Why would you put him there? Yeah, exactly. If you're going to put him with all your swords and axes, you think he can't break free? Whatever. You're crazy. So, next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, we will continue on to Chapter 24, which is, like I said, if I recall, it's one of the chapters I like more, so that'll be nice. So, see you guys then. I'm so glad to be done with this chapter, man. I hate this one.